Session here on YouTube. Mr. Dave here on the rail doing a spa remodel, repair, color, re reliving, making it all nice, getting it back the way we want. But I wanted to go over how they built this person or these people's projects I've been redoing for decades all around San Diego County in very, very wealthy homes. And they made them the way you want to not do with rebar that's not encased in concrete. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. So we're demoing off a lot of the rock work here to try to make sure that it's not going to rust. All of these little rocks right on the face of the spa. It's kind of a trip. You can kind of see the shotcrete guys made the structure of the spa, and then this guy put steel in instead of just, and it's only, the finished surface was just that much. So this all could have been just carved out of the shotcrete, and then he could waterproof it and texture it, and you'd be good instead of throwing all this rebar in here that can all rust. So there's a tiny little space behind here that's actually full of water. It's been draining for a while since they demoed out the Pebble Tech and stuff, but you can see the color of the water over here is rust red because you get water behind here and this exposed rebar will just oxidize and rust out. Interestingly enough, a lot of these pieces aren't even anchored in anything. This thing just was like laid across. This lateral piece just goes along and it's just there. It's not tied into anything, and the overlaps are really short. See how much that's only like 4.5, 5 inches of overlap. You want at least 20 inches or so of overlap with double steel on there to hold the sticks together. I think code might even be 24 inches. Like I think on pool bills, I think it's something like that. So these pieces have just been hanging out, rusting out. You can see this one's just pretty much gone. This one's all the way gone. As my other videos I showed on YouTube, my channel just a little bit ago, we can see in here, it's made in steel. They actually jam these down into the dirt. They don't even put them in a concrete footing of any kind. And so those will rust away to nothing. So the structures here don't have any support down into a concrete footing. And again, you bring in the rebar right down here, right around the jets. So you can't even get your back right up against the jets necessarily because they came out 2 inches or so all the way around. The back wall, I'm assuming, was built the same way. We've got, we have the poured coping on the spa with this on top. We got and it's all mortar mix. This isn't concrete. There's no aggregate in here. There's no rock. So all these rocks are made with just mortar, not concrete. You can see it when you do the demo that it's just a sand mix. There isn't any concrete or rock in there. So it's not as structural. We did thicken it up, which helps a lot. The structures going up are pretty stable. It's 15 years or more old. And so it's just something you want to try to not do, and that is build things and not encase the steel. I see that quite a bit on these older features. You want to get all your steel encased. I mean, what's the point of putting rebar in there if you're just going to float all your stuff on top? You end up with no tensile strength benefit, and that's what rebar is for. You talk about freeway overpasses, and it's called steel reinforced concrete. That's the idea. It's reinforced by the steel and the rebar. So, man, my hands are shaking here. Wow, it's because I'm using this big sledgehammer. I'm too old for sledgehammers, man. But anyway, taking it all off, going to cut the rebar out of there. Going to epoxy steel in here, roll that up, drill some holes, epoxy into here if need to, or just roll over and put a piece of steel down in here and get that all anchored in together, stabilize all that. Inside all these big rocks, we have space to put all our rubble. So we're going to be throwing that in there, and a lot of space in these bigger stones. So going to redo the spillway up there so you can walk up here and not kill myself. So he always put a flagstone down and made a nice little gurgling terraced effect. when the waterfall is running and stuff, but it's not quite a natural look, but it contrasts the big boulders, which is sort of a nice effect, I guess. So, excuse me. And so we're going to be making concrete and making terraces, but just with solid concrete ourselves and shaping that in, mixed with the mortar mix. And this whole thing will get a paint tune up as well. So you can see the rust of the exposed rebar expands, and that'll start to push out and crack these structures. Used a crinkled foil or plastic texture system to get the texture in there, and then took a few chops with the trowel to get it going. It's a simple technique, super simple. So not a bad idea to get that going. The back wall could have used a little bit more texture for sure. And you can see that moisture has gotten through. And flaky of all the paint. Rust is right here. So that tells us there's not a lot of concrete between the rebar. Otherwise, it will rust away. So let me see if I can flip it. There we go. So anyway, Mr. Dave here up in Carlsbad, California, working on a spa remodel, doing some demo work. We're going to rebuild stuff, get it nice and beauteous, bring it back to life. It's a lot of work out there for you guys in the fake rock world when it comes to fixing some of the problems with fake rock. It does weather over time. Even when you do everything perfect, it still needs some attention, some tune-ups here and there. So anyways, doing my thing, our thing on the rock pile. So davehenderson.podia.com if you want to learn how we do this stuff. Got some free things that you can download and check out. And no problem. And also some courses that are there that you can purchase and really dive into it and learn how we do this stuff. So be thankful and forgiving every day, guys. Make someone laugh and smile every day if you can. And get Jesus in your heart. He's coming back soon. So God bless you guys. Thanks for checking out my stuff, and make someone laugh or smile today, and have an awesome day. All right, guys. We'll see you next time on the Rock Pile. Mr. Dave checking out. Have a good one. Bye-bye.